In these boxes right here is something I didn't even know you could buy from Teemu. Let me open them up and show you what I got. If you haven't already guessed what this is yet, this is a tire changer along with a wheel balancer. I bought this straight from Teemu and it got delivered to my house in 5 days, which is really good. That's almost Amazon level. I don't know if Amazon could have done that. These machines are made by Catool. I've never had anything from Catool before. All the reviews though have been very solid, and for the price, you can't really beat it. I personally have problems every time I go to a tire store, whether it's scuffing up my wheels, messing up the balance, or completely messing up my calipers, which has nothing to do with the wheel, but they still manage to mess it up. So I really hate going to tire shops, and this is going to help me avoid that. I don't ever want to go back to one, and this is going to help. I know not everyone goes to the tire shop very often, but with me having a lot of different vehicles along with my friends and family, this is going to pay for itself in no time. I called around to a couple different shops getting prices, and altogether I think it'll take like 15 different trips to pay for itself, which is kind of a bit when you think about it for one person, but for all your friends and everything, not really that big of a deal. Plus, this could be good for a little side gig, considering how much tire shops charge nowadays. The wheel balancer actually looks pretty complete. All I have to do is put this top on, I believe, and bolt it down. This shouldn't take very long to actually put together. It runs off of a 110 volt plug, pretty standard. Pretty much install this wherever in my shop. I do believe I have to bolt it to the concrete though, considering their wheel is going to be spinning on it. I don't want this thing moving, but it looks very simple to put together, so that should be no problem. This, on the other hand, might take a little bit longer. Looks like I have to put this arm up right here and bolt it all in, along with running some air lines because you do need a compressor to be able to run this. Should work for every size rim that I'm ever gonna have, from a 12-inch all the way to a 24-inch rim. So this should be able to take care of any wheel I ever have. I don't see me going any smaller or bigger. So let's go ahead and put these things together, and I'm gonna go ahead and move them over to its new permanent spot. This is a good spot. It's about the only spot in my shop that's open. So we're gonna move them both right next to each other and bolt it all down. First, we gotta get it all put together. Let's do that. Both machines are put together and in their permanent spots. Kind of permanent. I might need to bolt down this machine. We're gonna find out here. Overall, pretty easy to put together. Took a little over an hour, and I have no idea what I'm doing, so pretty good. The wheel balancer was very easy to put together. You just have to put this top on, screw it on, and then everything else just goes in their own little spots. Over here has all the different adapters for different size wheels. Everything else goes right where you need it to. Pretty easy. I've never balanced a wheel before, so we're gonna learn this together. YouTube is a great place to learn. I found a video that shows you exactly what to do. First thing you do after you change your tire, slap it on here, turn on the machine, and then you're gonna put in your settings up here. First one's gonna tell you how far the rim is on the machine. Measure that out, put it in the machine, that's your first number. Second number, you're gonna take this fun little thing, put it around your wheel, see how wide it is. And for the final number, it's gonna be your rim size. Slap that in there, press start, and it should spin and then tell you what it needs. I already have everything I think I need. I have different weight sizes. I'm gonna use the stick-on ones because I don't care for the ones that go on the outside of your rim. So we're gonna do stick-on ones. Now for this big old thing, was a little bit more difficult to put together, but still not too bad. Heaviest thing was this whole arm system right here. Had to lift it up and bolt it all down. This is all set up and ready to go. All you have to do is hook up air to it, and it has a plug-in already set up. Plug the air in back here. Has its own little system to keep out water and everything. This is to remove the tire. This is to break the seed. And all of it is controlled down here with your foot. All of it is labeled. This one rotates the wheel while you're taking the tire off. This one controls this arm that de-seeds the tire. Is that what you call it? De-seeding it? I'm not really sure. This one locks your tire into place. It goes as low as 12 inches all the way to 24-inch rims. And this is to put air back in your tire. This arm goes up and down and moves side to side. Needs a little bit of grease or something. WD-40. Also bought some lubricant for the tires. That way I'm not ripping holes in them. Hopefully not. Should be a fun little experiment. I remember taking a tire off once, but it was a long time ago and I don't really remember anything. So we're gonna do it together. I have new tires for my dad's truck. We're gonna try it there. Those rims are kind of nice, so let's hope we don't mess up. Today marks about 2 months since I've owned these machines, and I do have to say, it's been very handy. Overall, it hasn't been too hard to figure out. I will say one thing, it's easier if you have an extra set of hands. I would recommend the tire changer that has the extra boom arm. That extra arm will help lift up the tire, and it makes it a lot easier to remove and put on the bigger wheels, the really big mud tires. I will recommend that, but if you have an extra set of hands available, very easy to do. I was able to tackle a lot of that myself, but it was difficult. But really, it was just a learning curve. It's a lot of technique and just practice and figuring out how to angle the tire, and just takes a lot of practice and getting used to. Surprisingly enough, the wheel balancer has gotten the most use. I've used this on every single one of my cars, along with a lot of my friends' vehicles. I've had a few friends come over and I've helped them change their tires on their vehicles. I've even taught them how to use it pretty easily, and they've been able to figure it out. So the average person can work on these and be able to do it themselves. I have to say I'm very happy with these machines, and I definitely think it's worth the money. So worth the money, in fact, I actually went on a Teemu shopping spree and bought a little bit of lower end dollar items. These tools and items I've been using all around the shop, and they have come in very handy, and you can buy them for a fraction of the price that you can anywhere else. Let me show you a couple of the tools I bought and things that I think will make very good Christmas gifts. First thing on the list is a car code scanner. This is a very cheap option and something that you desperately need to have around your garage. If your car is running fine but a check engine light comes up on and you don't know what it is, plug in this tool and it'll be able to tell you how serious it is or not. Most of the time you can get away with deleting that code if it's something very simple, and that will save you a trip to the mechanic shop and in turn save you a lot of money. I've used this scanner on multiple cars I've owned. It's worked for every single one. It doesn't go into great detail, but for a less than $20 scanner, it's a pretty good deal. This right here is an offset extension wrench. This is perfect for if you can't reach into tight areas, especially in the motor, or in my case, I used it underneath my boat. I have some bolts to get to that I couldn't get to with a regular wrench, so this was able to reach under there and be able to get to that bolt with ease. You'll be surprised how often this tool comes in handy. Definitely recommended, and it's very cheap. Everyone needs extra wrenches, and these are the best kind. These wrenches have a ratcheting in, and it makes it a lot easier and a lot quicker to remove bolts. I have about 3 extra sets of these because I end up losing them a lot. These work great and make excellent gifts or stocking stuffers, so keep that in mind. I also bought a handful of other things that would cost a pretty penny if you bought them at a hardware store, such as rivets, washers, and car plastic clips. If you were to buy just 5 clips of these at an AutoZone, it usually costs like $7, when this whole thing cost about $9. Also on the list, I got an oil filter remover. This is a brake pad compressor, which is gonna come in very handy. A first aid kit, a brake bleeder, a new pop rivet gun that works very well. A thread checker gauge, which comes in very handy when I'm trying to replace bolts and I don't know what size they are. And lastly, a storage bin, which I believe I'm gonna hang about right here. And that's gonna store all my extra weights and tire stems and everything else I need over here. It's gonna come in very handy and keep me organized, which I desperately need. So moral of the story is Teemu is fun and pretty easy to shop on. If you saw anything that you like in this video, it's all listed in the description below. You can check that out. The link to download the Teemu app is right in my description too. Check that out. Christmas and holidays are right around the corner, and I know how hard it is to shop for your dad, your brother, your siblings, your mom, anyone. Check out Teemu.com and see what you can find for a good Christmas gift. You're gonna see me in my future videos continuing to work on the wheel balancer and tire machine, using them for upcoming projects. I got a new project right here that I'm definitely gonna be using it on. I'll keep you guys updated on how they work, and I believe they will hold up well over time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can check me out there. Also be sure to like and subscribe. That is free to do so, and you can always unsubscribe anytime you want. Massive thank you to Teemu for helping me support my channel and providing me with tools that I'm able to use on all these projects I have upcoming. Thank you to them, and thank you to you guys for watching these videos. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.